Hello and welcome, I'm Misstical, this Misstical Gamer. We're jumping into Watcher Realms now. I just want to go over the Realm of Shadows. It's not too hard, but in case anyone hasn't done it yet, we best have a jump in and have a quick look at it. We're going to go stage 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I'll put the links to the stages below, I'll put the links to the chapters below, everything like that, and then right at the end we'll do the gear for everyone as well. Okay, right, let's get me out of the way and start in stage 1. Going to go here for stage 1. I think this will be alright. Now the boss has got an ability, so it's a random ability. Now as we can see at the top here, he's got like a bell thing beside him. And then as we have a quick look at that, we can actually see what's going on. This time it is sort of the lightning ability. If we see it's sort of got that blue tinge around it, that means he's going to be doing a lightning thing, which means we've got a cloud over the last deployed hero, and that's going to do some lightning down on them. Then he's got like a green continuous damage to everyone on the battlefield, and then he's got a fire one that does corrupts the tile where someone was on, where they die. Okay, so this time we're doing the lightning. The next round we'll do the continuous damage one, and the one after that we'll do the fire, so you know what you're dealing with. Now for this I've gone with a fighter and a tank at the top just to start this off. There's nothing too bad. I mean, I've gone through with epics on this. Everything gets tailored down anyway. I do quite like these events where they are done like that, and then we're just sort of taking out those mobs at the top, and that's it really. I mean, as long as we've got a healer to heal up our fighter, and then we just need to keep your next person that you put in range. Preference would be in range of a healer, or you put a nice big tank down. Okay, so that's what we've gone for. So there's a tank, there's Olag down there. He'd be able to take a lot of hits, and he puts a shield on himself. When the shield comes off, he'll put another shield on himself, and that's it. And then we've got Greed going down to attack the mobs coming around from the other side. It's all nice and easy. This stage 1, really not that hard. I'm imagining everyone's found their way through it without too many issues. Okay, there we go. So what we're after, the top, I've gone for a AoE round unit and a tank. Then underneath we've gone for AoE damage, and then on this right hand side over here it's single target damage. Okay, that's what we're after. Single target damage will come in there, and then we should put our healer up, and our healer will be able to heal off that person. Then the healer is the last person placed down, and they can just self heal themselves as well. Okay, so that works out really well. And then just whenever you need to, use an ult on whoever needs it when they're DPSing mobs down. So we've got the mobs coming around at the top. We'll be able to, we've got our AoE ready to go in the form of Estrid, so she's going to do that up, and then there aren't enough of them to get through the tank anyway really. By the time we've got our Bastion's ring on there, then we're laughing, aren't they, our Bastion's artifact. So there we are. That's pretty much that one done. I've used Eye over here just to sort of freeze everything up. That just buys us a lot of time, and it gives Greed a bit more time to actually cope with people coming through. Don't think you probably do it without too many issues, and you certainly don't need to use epics anyway either. But epics I'm all using are all skilled up, and they are all Awaken 5, I think. So, but at the end I'll just do a big show straight through of all the epics that we've used. Okay, and that'll be, as we say, links at the bottom below. And that's pretty much it. Here comes the boss through now, or the little mini boss. He's going to come around now, and it's just a matter of clearing him off, and he's the final one. Stage 1 pretty much done and dusted, no issues whatsoever. Again, nice single target damage dealer as well, and gives you a little Lord bonus as well. Don't forget about her, she's absolutely fantastic. Okay, really is quite a nice little hero. There you go, last couple of bits, get the boss down, and then we are done, and we're off to stage 2. There you go, shrink down a bit more. Stage 2, like I say, you see over on the far right hand side where the boss is now, we've got that like green smog, so we've got this continuous damage coming on now. So what I've done is also I'm not using Erlangshan for any of this, because he can open it all up for you. So we just stick with epics and old school stuff as well. So if you weren't lucky with your pulls, you can just see there that they have both damage coming off them, because that's everyone on the field taking this continuous damage. Okay, There we go. So that's nice and easy, and then when these start to move down, we'll then actually start to see the actual thing disappear. There we go, there's the tail. We can put our tank up, and then we can put our fighter up behind. We've already got our healer there, and then we can just start DPSing that down. We've already got our other tank up at the top. Okay, now the other tank's gone up there early. Takes a bit of damage, but you could use, if you were using the fire one where someone got deployed out, and then it puts the corrupted tile underneath, then that might work better for you. But it's mostly to make sure that we get up our ultimate as well. Okay, so if you're not using a Bastion's Ring as the artifact, then you can trigger the ultimate just to get enough block up for yourself. Okay, so sort of a couple of options there for you just to go through. Now, using Mini Pope as well, she's absolutely fantastic because she gives us this Pope skill as well, this Lord skill, so we can shoot anywhere over the map. Really, it's a bit more random over where it goes, but you know, it gives you that option as well. And she's a fantastic fighter. If you've got her and you pulled over the weekend and you got her, absolutely fantastic hero. I wouldn't have any qualms about leveling her up whatsoever. Now we're using a single target. On single target, going from that slab in the center over to the left hand side, we've got the one boss coming round. Again, we could have used our Epic Lord on the Esterance faction again, but it's nice to change up and use different heroes. So we're using a bit of poison and we're using an Esme, and she's going to nuke this down for us. Okay, down on the bottom rung we've got our fighter and our tank there, and a nice bit of healing, and we're also using Mary as well, just to slow things down and give us a bit more time if we need it. Single target should take care of that sort of fightery elite coming around for you. And then on the top, as these mobs come round, there you go, we've got our Maul up there, and he does fantastic work for us. Okay, now as they get closer, we can hit our ultimate, and that's going to give us an additional block, so that'll give us enough block for everyone. And then we've got Maul to come through again, and then he can take everyone up. Okay, and should we miss anyone, we can always put someone else down. Now on the bottom there, I've taken a spare tank. If your tank dies, don't worry about it, just pop in another tank so you can take extra units to roll on through. Okay, also there's a stun ability these people might have, so if you get stunned up and they try to walk past, just withdraw and then put your next tank down. Okay, it's not essential, but it is something you might want to look forward to, look towards. But also get rid of the green one. It's quite a pain to deal with all the additional healing that you need all over the map. It's much easier if you plumb for the red one. Particularly on most of these, we are not planning on withdrawing people and putting them back down anyway, so there's no requirement for us to worry about the skill that red fire one would do for the boss. Okay, so you're probably better off if you using this, just come out, go back into it, see what color that's going to be. If it's green or blue, the blue one is, remember, that lightning that sticks on top of someone, or if it's a red fiery one, that's going to be the one that you want. Okay, I would plumb for that one over most other options, to be honest. But there we go, stage 2 done. Okay, so let's jump into stage 3 then. Now, pretty much the same team again. You don't need all of these heroes. I've stopped taking out the ones I don't use. I'll just show them all at the end. Like I say, it'd be easier. Now, the beginning of this fight, don't do anything. There's only one tile you can use, and we haven't got Erlin Shang, so we're not using him. So you can't take that invisibility off and seal the tail, so we're just letting them appear one at a time. Now when the first one appears, we're going to chuck down a ranged fighter. Again, we're going to use our Mini Pope. She's going up there, and she's got enough range there to hit the tile as well where the tail is on. Now let her take a hit and then put a tank down. It just shares out some of that damage whilst we're waiting for room to the left to appear for us so we can get our healer down. There it goes there. Now I'm going to use Estrid to hit the next tile. You can use anyone, some Kong would be fine, but we're using Epics and he doesn't qualify. Remember, you have to place her downwards because she's got a width of damage. Okay, so just sort of bear that in mind. Our tank's dead. Now if you have a look where he was, that square now is on fire, and that's what happens with this ability from the boss. But generically that's probably the best choice to have because you don't really recall any of our heroes, so you're probably better off rerunning this, coming back out, going back in, coming back out, going back in, and waiting until that like bell thing there is actually on fire, and then that way you know you've got this ability, which is probably the easier one to deal with. Now I'm using a Maul here as well. Maul is absolutely fantastic. He's going to come round and use all up our DPS, chuck a big shark at people, kill everyone, sorted. And then we're going to put a tank down there, and the boss will just attack that tank. That's nice and easy for us. So there we go, we are pretty much sorted. We're now just waiting for the third area to come clear for us. When that's become clear, then we'll be able to put our DPS down there. Put a DPS down there. We're going to use Idril. She's going to go down there and just take care of the tail for us. Once the tail is taken care of and we've got 18 points, we can then select and use our single target damage. Okay, so there we go. We've got a single target damage dealer up there, and she's going to take care of that elite mob for us as well. Okay. As soon as the ultimate's up, trigger off the ultimate. There we go. And then Idril can also take care of some other mobs as well with her ultimate being all over the field. Okay, a bit of a pain at times, but there we go. It is what it is. And then Baron will be back. We can place Baron on that burning tile. It makes no odds because he will die, but he will go unyielding. That will give us another 8 seconds of him tanking up, which should be enough time for us to pretty much get rid of the majority of those mobs, and then we can take care of them just with our fighter afterwards as well. Okay, there we go, and that's it, pretty much done. And it is very much a rinse and repeat. Estrid has now got her ultimate, Maul's got ready for his ultimate, the 4 mobs have come round, and we can just nuke them straight down. Okay, if any get past, they're only going into our tank. Then after that, we're just waiting for the boss to come round. Nice and steady, nice and easy fight, nothing to get overly worried or concerned about. Okay, the BP we're using is around the 150, 170-ish mark, which is well below the par for this. Okay, here we are on the boss's fight. We'll trigger off Idril again so she can get a couple of hits on the boss. And then we've also got our Arbiter skill as well, so we can use our Arbiter Lord skill and take off most of the boss as well. There we go. Going to be on the boss. Oh, didn't get in. Never mind. It's close, wasn't it? And then there we are. Doesn't even get a hit in. Stage 3, nice and easy, done and dusted for us. Okay. Okay, stage 4. Want to get our fighter down nice and early. Okay. Want to get our tank down nice and early, and then after that, we're just waiting on getting our healer down. Okay. Now, very precise with where we're putting our healer. Our healer has to go on the tile towards the bottom, facing back up the map. It leaves the other 2 tiles on that platform free for us. Okay, again, use any healer you like. I quite like Mid-Ants, nice HP based healer. Okay, now our ultimate's up and running on the fighter. We can nuke down these mobs coming through. Again, we're using Baron. He's going to shield himself as well, and then in between the shield we can then trigger Mid-Ants ultimate, and then by the time that's finished we've then got another shield available. Works very well for this, I found. There we go, there's Mid-Ants going off, and again we're not really doing anything now. We're just waiting on the rest of the areas to become available for us, and by the rest of the areas we mean the bottom right one. The top right, not so much of an issue. We will cross that when we come to it. Okay, so that's the first couple of mobs taken care of, all nice and easy. The second lot of mobs come around on this right hand side for us. We've got to wait for that area to become available so we can put things down. As soon as it does, we're going for Idril down straight towards the tail again. We put off with the Arbiter's skill, that takes the bulk of the tail down, and then we've got our Maul facing up again. He's going to take off a lot of that damage. Now there are a couple of stragglers that come through occasionally, so I'm putting a Mary down there as well, just in case, so she can slow them down. Gives more a couple more times to actually get around to getting his skill off. Now if you trigger off Maul's skill early, then they will start wandering down. So make the most of their timer and don't trigger them off too early. Now as soon as we've got time, I've put I up at the top left. He's going to start ice blocking that side up, and that is just to give our single target damage dealer more time. Okay, there's Maul going off, there's Mary going off. There we go. We can pretty much nuke everyone down. Top left now goes down our single target damage dealer, and that's pretty much it. Then you just keep an eye on if Baron needs to put his shield up or Mini Pope needs to do her ult when all the ads come through. Okay, failing that, right hand side again, just waiting on Maul. Maul will take them all out. There's his ultimate. Boom, we've got a second ultimate up on him. We can take those all out. There we go, we're over halfway now. Up at the top now, we've now got our single target damage can come on. There we are there, and we haven't got to worry about it because we've got plenty of time to do that single target damage because they keep walking into the ice blocks or the ice shields crystals that I's put down for us. Any issues, you've got Idril to fire off there. She covers the whole map as well. Okay, so sort of covered in nicely as well, and we're covered in a bit more than that. If you block those ads, then they build up rage. Their rage triggers their ultimate. When their ultimate triggers, they put a stun on you and walk past your tanks. So I find slowing them down and hitting them before they get round anywhere else works out remarkably well. Okay, there we go. This one's walking down past. We didn't get the ultimate off on time on our single target damage dealer, which could cause us an issue, but we've got a couple of things we can do. Okay, so we've got Idril we can use. Okay, also where we've got Maul place, Maul can actually trigger all the way across there, and we've got our Arbiter skill as well. Okay, so a lot of options we've got to hit these targets that are coming round. Okay, so a lot of things, a lot of arrows to your bow there that you can use to actually get rid of that mob if you miss it like I did. Okay, there's only 2 of them. That's those 2 done and dusted. We haven't got to worry about those. The bosses come round, we've already killed them, and then we've just used these last 4 on the right hand side. We've got another ultimate from all coming over. Boom, there we go. Stage all cleared, nice and easy. Okay, nothing too hard in any of this. It's just about timing of placement. Now, you don't have to use epics. Feel free to use bigger heroes than I've used. Okay, it's like ranged fighter is important as opposed to anything else. Right, okay, stage 5, let's jump into this then. So take a quick pause here. Let's get the boss on the screen and then we'll have a quick chat. Right, here we go. So there's a couple of things we need to do with the boss. Now I'm going to use an Idril and I'm going to use Hollow this time round as a healer. I like Hollow as a healer because I like this quick speed up of our ultimates. Not now though. And then I'm going to place an Estrid down. Estrid doesn't have enough range. Now the boss sort of has 3 phases. This is phase 1. Now we can take our time with phase 1, we can take as long as we like. There's nothing really happening as long as we can over heal the boss's damage. Okay, so as long as you've got someone down there tickling the boss, doing a little bit of damage, you're absolutely fine. You'll be able to heal yourself through it without any issues. Stage 2, you've got these waves on this bottom rung here. They will keep coming in there, keep coming faster and faster. And then you want to sort of get rid of the boss on that second stage as quickly as possible. And then the third stage, you need to get rid of the tiles as quickly as possible for the boss to come back up. And then you don't do any damage to the boss. It's more of a timer thing. Okay, so they're the 3 phases as a rough overview. Let's go in and have a look at how slow and easy we can take stage 1. Remember, this is the first stage of the fight. Boss's health bar up there at 100%. And we are just slowly healing ourselves up over it. Okay, what you can do and what you should do is just put yourself on 2 times speed. I'm using Estrid because she doesn't do any damage when she's not ulting. So when she does her ultimate, she does her damage. When she's not doing her ultimate, she's not doing any. Okay, but she's getting tickled by the boss. Boss doesn't do a great deal of damage, but it gives us time to build up a nice bit of coinage for us. Okay, so we've got plenty of units we can put down afterwards, and we're in a good place afterwards. Okay, so just take your time with phase 1. Sit back, have yourself a cuppa. Estrid's ultimate is nearly back round again. We can cast this. We're just over 50%, so I'm assuming we will be a couple of percent needed when she finishes. Okay, and then we have to consider what we're doing. Now, a couple of things. Now, another reason I've used Estrid is because I don't use her in the next round. 2 things that happen. When the boss hits 0, he's going to do an attack. Now, those ground-based units around him, he will send back to the bottom. Okay. If he does that, there's no recount timer, there's no redeployment timer for you. If you do it, there is. So we are going to get this down to 0, and then we will take Estrid away and then show you that we get this recount timer, and then the next time round we won't take the next tank away. Okay, we'll let the boss do it, and then that way you see. So the boss is on 0, we've got a normal 60-second timer going on for Estrid, the boss disappears, and that's it, done. Now, the 2 tails are going to appear down at the bottom. There we go. We use our Arbiter's Lord skill. I put my tank down there. I put Rourke down. Rourke's absolutely fun. I like him. He's got a nice range, nice AoE, and Estrid is taking care of stuff for us. Mini Pope's going up as my next attack on the boss. Got it down nice and early, no great shakes. It's mostly so she can build up her ultimate. Okay, that's realistically it. And then once we've got rid of these, we can then start attacking the other tail. The tail's gone down, the boss will now appear. Once the boss appeared, we want to get rid of this boss nice and quickly. So Mini Pope can now cast her ultimates. We can start getting rid of the boss as quickly as we can. Okay, there we go. Because these waves here will just keep coming over and over and over again, and they start to build up on you. So you want to now push on with the fight. We've got 100+ coins, so we're in a good place. We can put down whoever we like. There's no issues with regards to that. Okay, so I could have put down another fighter, or I could have put someone else down to damage the boss. That'd be another option for you if you want to do it. There we go, that lot's down. Just need to finish off on the boss, and then this time we are not removing her. The boss will remove her. There we go, takes her down. There you go, you can see there's no recall time. You can respawn her straight away. And now we've got the next two coming down now. We use our Arbiter Lord skill. We trigger off our Idril. Idril's going to get rid of this one for us. Okay, there we go. Now, I make a bit of an error here. I've put my tanks down. I put my fighter down. I should have put someone down to get rid of that other tail to help out with it. I didn't do that, and that probably an error on my part, to be honest. I should have just sacrificed someone to go down there and get that done. Now you can see at the bottom there, I'm using Rourke and Baron. They do fine. Although Rourke's a bit slow on getting his ultimate background, so make sure you've got some rage regen on him, or like I'm doing, use some rage regen for him as well, just to help him out a bit. Now as the other ones come round, we're triggering off our ultimates, we're killing off those without any great issues, but we need to get rid of the other tail. When that other tail is gone, that's the point at which the boss will arrive. Now when the boss arrives, that's when we're going to start doing our countdown to the final part of the fight. Okay, this, as we're in now, will just keep happening and keep coming. Okay, so we've waited till we've got another 3 points. Boom, boom, got rid of our tail, use the Arbiter skill, there's the boss. Now the boss will now do a little transformation. She'll come out, there we go, climbing out of the boss, there she is, and then she will start to cast her tail. Charmed phase leader of the pack. Now the fight ends if you survive that duration of that cast bar. Okay, that's all you've got to do. The boss is doing no damage. You can give the boss a complete ignoring here. We are just worried about the top and the bottom. Okay, now I'm using a Greed, an Estrid, 1 tank, and that's pretty much it, and a fighter up behind them. Okay, now the fighter I'm using, I saw her ultimate will give her extra block. Okay, so maybe someone high block would also be beneficial, but I put them on that top rung there because that's where you get the bulk of the mobs. The bottom of those 2 lanes on the top there, you only get 1 mob coming through. That's where I've got Estrid, so Estrid can do at least 1 block, and she's got an artifact on which gives her some healing as well, which increases her block. And then she's doing some AoE damage. Up behind her we've got Mini Pope again, doing plenty of damage up behind us. Again, that's some nice AoE, and we've got a healer as well. Okay, the bottom side of it, when Rourke's not using his ultimate, I try and get hollows up and then make sure that it comes round as fast as I can. He's got a nice range and he wipes out those mobs quite well. Okay, there are better heroes. If you've got Legos, absolutely use them. They'd be much better off for you as well. Okay, here we are, almost at the end now. What will happen is you won't get overrun. What will happen is that will just run out, and then you'll be given the victory sign. That's pretty much it. There we go, it's done. You don't have to kill everyone on the screen. Once it's ended, that's it, that's you done. Okay, there we go. That's pretty much it for the run through. Let's just have a quick look at everyone we used. All right, okay, let's go through the heroes I used. This is Baby Pope. She's absolute. If you drew her over the weekend or last weekend, sorry, absolute fantastic. Got a lot of time for her, especially if you haven't got Pope. She's absolutely awesome, and she's an epic. She's absolutely fantastic. Can't go wrong with that. She is in some relatively good Soulbound Arcana stuff, but it doesn't have to be this good. You can use legendaries instead as well to make your life easier. I think Did we take her? I can't remember. We might have picked her, but there you go. There's her gear. Artifact. If we took her, what we definitely took. So a lot of the fighters I would have used that artifact on. Gearing wise, there you go. There's his gear. It's not fantastic. It probably looks better than it actually is. I would have preferred to have crit rate actually done. Idril, she's in IR. Artifact. In that one, not a good artifact for her, particularly doing that content. You're better off with that artifact, or preferably her one as well. The legendary one would have probably been better because she's not attacking the same boss over and over again. Okay, here's more. There's his one. No adjacent enemies. They were adjacent most of the time, so not a great artifact for him. He's in odd gear as well. There's Midan. I've got her in some HP, speed, and then rage regen in there as well. Okay, and then artifact wise, yes we did, don't we? We do like using she's absolutely fantastic. There you go, there's her gear. Hollow we quickly used at the end. Marit, I think we did use her. This is to make sure that a rage comes around fast enough, and then just odd sets of gear. Estrid, you can put in better gear than this. It's not hard, most people do. Again, put them in your better gear than this. It's not fantastic gear, but she's in that artifact because we absolutely love it. Did I take him? I don't think so. We did take you, absolutely. I've got a lot of time for you. I want to start using you a bit more. I think there's some good places we can use you. Gearing wise, it's not fantastic gear, but there we go. Try to tone it down a little bit. Greed, wisdom set. Artifact wise is his own. I've been quite lucky with that. We used an Esme, didn't we? But again, any single target you can use, any ranged single target you could have used instead of her. Should have probably been a great choice. Should have helped out a lot. Oh, there we go. There's our tank. So put your tank in tanking gear. I've gone for morale set, but just to sort of help out other places. Bastion's ring, pretty good on most of your tanks around here. Again, Bastion's ring been used on Baron. There's our Baron stuff. He's in a Guardian's set, which is absolutely brilliant, and it's just hasn't rolled particularly well, but it's just got HP as the main stat up there, which is all you pretty much want. Okay, there you go. So once you're done there with him, absolutely brilliant. Use anyone else? Trying to have a look through. Used you. I think I swapped some of your gear over. He's an HP based healer, so I would go HP, I would go speed, and then I'll go HP on that set as well. I think we had you running as well, didn't we, Rox? So again, Guardian set, and it's just HP as the main stat. That's not even fully rolled up, and then doesn't have to roll well. Guardian set, HP as the main stat. That is pretty much all you need. Have we used anyone else? I think that was everyone we used. There we go. That's pretty much it done. That's out of 3-star everything, and it's all relatively low. You can do better. You can use legendaries. Where I've used like an Estrid, that is because I wanted someone to use I wanted someone to do AoE damage for me, AoE damage. So I'd have come down here and I would have gone AoE, physical damage, boom, and these are all the people you can use. Now I've come down here to use some of the epics because it just makes it easier, but you should choose these if you've got them. If you've got her, absolutely top draw healer. If you've got her, absolutely brilliant. You can use her. She's either ranged or a tank. She's fantastic. You will have Volker. Use Volker. She's going to heal up your team as well. She's going to apply that healing, so that can help out for the rest of your team. There are so many heroes that are better. Abomination, absolutely fantastic hero. Built really tanky, isn't he? He takes so much damage. It gives you plenty of play time. Okay, and he's cheap to use. All right, so. AoE magic damage. We use the likes of Greed. Greed is good, but he's very expensive. He comes at a cost of 25. Mary is very good. Don't worry about using her. She is just very good. Okay, but better, much better. Again, there are so many options that you can use that are so much better than I've used, okay, and you can get away with lesser gear on them, okay, so use those. But that was a quick run through on epics, whether your gear's there or not. But remember, the epics will all be skilled up, and they are all 5 they're all awakened 5. All right, but thank you very much for your time. If you leave me a little thumbs up, like and subscribe, it's quite a long video, that would help me out massively. I'll see you all in a video again soon as we jump into Malric's halls and we try to sort out our own auto team. Okay, right, cheers for your time. Thank you.